Welcome back to Usapang Bayan. Ako po si George Chua at kasama rin natin ang ating host na si Congressman Bong Belaro. Ang Congressman Bong, alam niyo po na maganda ho yung napapag-usapan natin na gusto natin bigyan ng sapat na edukasyon na may qualifying standards para ang ating mga kababayan na makapag-graduate dito sa mga colleges ay magkapaghanap ng magandang trabaho. At hindi naman ho natin pwedeng iasa lahat yan na maging OFW na lang sila at magtrabaho sa ibang bansa. No? May nabanggit rin kayo kanina na isa sa advokasya nyo ay yung ease of doing business. No? At napakaganda ho niyan dahil kasi kuminsan po talaga nagiging deterrent ang mga common na Pilipino na paggagawa natin sila ng negosyo dahil kasi nga ay napakahirap ang daming requirements sa ating gobyerno. No? Ano ho bang masasabi niyo tungkol dyan?
Yung Kongreso po, and ako po, I am also happy to report that I am one of the authors of that law, yung Ease in Doing Business Law, which was passed this year.
Yes.
Yun po ay naglalayo na bigyan po ng certain period, I believe it's 30 days, for the government to act on a certain transaction. Application for business permit, other transactions with the government. That's the general rule. And also, it gives penalties for non-compliance thereto.
Correct. Alam niyo po, gusto ko sanang isuggest rin na siguro you need to be a little more detailed no, in coming up with the guidelines for the implementing rules and regulations. For example po, siguro dapat limitahin na ho ang mga dokumentong kinakailangan. At kung ang dokumento hong kinakailangan ay manggagaling rin sa gobyerno, ay dapat hindi na ho nila hinihingi sa taong bayan yung dokumentong yun. Ano?
Tama po yan. Minsan pa, paulit-ulit.
Paulit-ulit.
Yun po, to eliminate red tape, yun pa ang purpose ng batas. Kasi nga po, na-institute talaga itong batas na ito.
So kung maisusulat nyo ho doon na yung mga specific
meron po,
items
meron po. Nakalagay po siya doon. That's the...
So, dahil kasi nga, nakikita ko nga ho, at marami na rin ho akong na-interview from the private sector, na karamihan ho sa reklamo nila ay kung minsan, ay ang ease of doing business dito sa atin ay napakahirap. Hindi not so easy.
Tama po yun. Kasi dapat po, when we strengthen education, we also have to strengthen the business sector.
Correct.
Because the business sector is industry in general. Should be the conduit of education. You get your graduates from the education to man all these various industries. That is why we have to empower also the business sector with respect to all these things like facility in doing business.
Actually, kung masasuggest ko rin, alam niyo ho sa mga ibang progresibong countries, kahit dito sa ASEAN, na napakadali, yung napakataas ng ranking nila sa ease of doing business, kagaya ho ng Singapore, ang kanilang pagtatayo ng business o pagkuha ng mga business permits ay online lang po. Hindi na ho kailangan magpunta dun sa munisipyo. At alam ho naman natin na that also avoids any direct contact for possible
Sir George, ang pwede bang epekto yung free Wi-Fi in public places. In the long run, ganun po ang maging trajectory. Pag na-institute ng Wi-Fi, yung negosyo po ay mapabilis, pati po yung edukasyon. So lahat po yan interconnected.
So maganda ho yung ginagawa nyo. Lahat parang dikit-dikit siya, no? Na magtutulungan yung mga batas na ginawa nyo, parang mas maging successful ang ating mga kababayan to have a better life.
Yun po kasi we believe that it is seamless. Education is a composition of so many ingredients. You have to connect it with the past, with the present, and with the future. Kaya nga po kami, ang aming vision ang education part list po is empowering education. Because we do not believe that education should end in itself. Rather, there should be something else after education. It should either be employment, it should either be entrepreneurship, or something worthwhile for the economy or the national good.
Sana mas marami tayong mga kababayan na maengganyo, magtayo ng sarili nilang negosyo para naman sila ay magkaroon rin ng mabigyan yung ating mga ibang kababayan na i-hire nila sa kanilang mga negosyo.
Yan po ang ating aspiration, makapag-promote po ng entrepreneurship sa ating bansa.
Alam niyo nung kanina bago tayo nag-umpisa ng show, may binibida kayo sa akin yung indigenous games. Maybe you can enlighten us a little bit about that?
Ay, opo. Ito po yung aking panukalang batas na nakapasa po sa third reading sa Kongreso. Ito po ang Indigenous Games Preservation Act. Ito po ay naglalayo na i-preserve po ang ating mga traditional games and sports. At meron na rin po tayo, we're now working with the correspondent bill in the Senate and hopefully po ito po ay matapos bago magtapos ang sesyon sa 17th Congress.
Ano ho ba ang prinsipyo niyan? How do you plan to implement that? How do you plan to preserve those indigenous games?
Unang-una po, we are proposing that it be included in the curriculum of the Department of Education, these traditional games in sports. Ano po yung mga traditional games in sports ito? Sepak takraw, sungka, patintero, kadang-kadang, tumbang preso, agawan base. Yung pong mga ganong, I'm supposed tumatawa si Sir George kasi kinalakan niya po.
Natatandaan ko pa yan pero hindi ko na nakikita ngayon yung mga yan.
Pangalawa po, we have to preserve it by recordal or other documentary means. So ito po, inaatasan din po ang National Culture Commission and Culture in the Arts na sila po ay magsagawa ng research kung ano-ano po ito pang mga indigenous games sa iba-ibang rehiyon sa ating mga bansa. And of course, we are also proposing sports competitions based on it. National exhibitions in national events as well as school competitions, school events.
So napakaganda naman yan na parang kumbaga sa physical education, may option sila na pumili ng mga iba-ibang games.
Actually po, under the proposal, yung pong mga local government unit po ay pinopropose namin na magkaroon sila ng discretion which of these games. Kasi from region to region, they vary. So yun po ang pinopropose namin sa bill na ito.
So, ang isa pa rin hong naisip ko is that maybe since we're trying to help out our citizenry, no? Dahil kasi alam niyo po, ang karamihan sa ating kababayan ay hindi naman natin masasabing mayaman. Karamihan ho sa kanila ay modest means lang, no? Tapos marami rin ho sa kanila ay nabanggit rin ho sa akin na yung isang issue that they have with government is yung pagtaas ng zonal valuations ng mga property na biglang 500%. Ang laki-laki ho. At saka ang sinasabi ho nila is that, buti naman sana kung naibenta nila, kakaltasan sa iyo. Hindi ho. Dahil kasi meron nga ho akong nakasabay doon sa pagbayad ko ng real estate tax. May edad na siya, no? Na-retired na siyang teacher. Sabi niya, biglang nagulat siya sa laki ng tinaas ng amilyar sa lupa. Sabi niya, sabi nung unsympathetic yung mga nung counter na magbabayad ka, tumaas na ho ang value talaga ng mga properties nyo. Sabi niya, tumaas nga, pero hindi ko naman ibinebenta. Yung pinagkakakitaan ko para ibayad dyan, hindi naman rin umakyat yung kanyang mga pension, yung mga natatanggap. So maybe there should be some temperance in those things. Dahil kasi, importante rin ho yun because whatever money you take out from the people, takes it away from their needs, no, like education and even putting up businesses. So baka maybe you can, do a little more research about that and come up with a law that says that you cannot arbitrarily increase zonal valuations or yung ganong kalaki ang pagtalon.
From a legal perspective, Sir George, tama kayo doon That might be a good argument because, the Constitution prohibits taking away property without due process of law. And indirectly, we could say that it's an indirect way of taking property without due process of law. Because the income is not sufficient. For example, even if you have an asset that big, but you are not using it.
So or you're not earning from it.
It's not really just. It's a matter of, I think it's a legitimate concern that the state has to look into it. Because in most modern jurisdiction, you are not only taxing income. When it comes to property, when you tax it, there are limitations. So that if it goes overboard, then it's really questionable and people would really complain.
It has come to the point na mas mataas pa yung zonal valuation kaysa sa market value such that kulang mo na lang sa bit. Kung kayo na kaya ang bumili dyan sa zonal valuation yan.
It might be impact also on how the way people keep properties because it would, if that policy of the state would persist, then it's a way of telling them that, hey, you dispose all your properties. Because
it's confiscatory. Ganun,
yes, the real property tax is very high as compared to the income. As compared, if at all, because they are assets.
So alam ko ho na, ano ho ba ang plano nyo sa coming election? Ipagpapatuloy nyo ho ba ang laban natin?
Kami po, definitely, we filed our candidacy, the party list. We have a complete slate for una ang edukasyon. In fact, we already have a number, and it's just not campaigning, but just by way of narration of actual facts. We got number 71 for the forthcoming elections.
Okay. Doon sa listahan?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So, pero tayo naman nalang hanapin yun. Madali naman. Ang una nila is number 1. Di ba? Ang official name niya.
It's just the name, sir. Because it's the COMELEC registered acronym. One ang edukasyon.
One.
But-
Yung number one ang
Yes,
nakasulat.
but all the people pronounce it as unang edukasyon.
Yeah.
But it's fine because it has the same meaning,
Oo.
which is the
Kaya
primacy
ang
of
sinasabi
education.
ko ho, pag sa ballot box, baka hanapin nila yung una, ay wala hong una.
hindi po.
Number one ho ang
Opo.
makikita nyo. Yun lang
Hindi
para
po,
maging...
it's really, the way it goes right now, it really goes by the number. So there was a raffle conducted with the Commission on Elections, and we were raffled off to number 71. So the voter is advised to look for 71.
Number 71.
71.
Oo, tandaan. So, kung sakali naman ho kayo ay pagpalain ho na manalo uli at magkaroon pa ng additional representatives, ano ho ba ang maging advokasya nyo o platform nyo for the next Congress?
Aside from that, we have so many bills which are in the pipeline because out of the 701 bills that we filed, only 23 of them were enacted into law. And still others, there are a lot of substitute bills, those pending with the committees and pending for deliberations. One thing that is very close to my heart because I came from a family of teachers is that we will work for the increase of salaries of teachers.
Okay.
Ito lang po kasi sinabi po ni President Duterte na after the military personnel, he will give the teachers a fair share in the increase
Na-increase
of
na
the
ho ba yung
salaries.
mga teacher salary? Hindi pa ho.
Meron pong salary standardization, very minimal po yan. But that's because of the previous law. Pero
Yes.
napaka-minimal po noon.
So, hindi pa ho na-effect yung
Hindi pa
kagaya
po,
sa
hindi pa po.
uniform personnel?
The way we see it, so because we believe that if you are to improve the quality of education in this country, you have to start with those in the front lines
Correct.
of the educational system, which are the teachers. You have to empower them financially so that they could give their best in training our kids.
At saka tama ho yun dahil kasi hindi rin ho tayo makapag-attract ng mga mahuhusay na teacher at sila ho ay nakikipagsapalaran na lang magpunta sa abroad, nasasayang ho yung talents nila as a teacher.
Alam mo sir, iba ko kasi yung pagtuturo sir eh. It's for example, I've been a lecturer for so long. You actually spent in the classroom only 1.5 hours. But the preparation there is a lot more. It might be a day, it might be 2 days.
Much longer than
And
that.
when you correct the papers, how much more? It's a headache.
Alam niyo po, ako rin ho ay nagtuturo rin sa iba-ibang school, no? Nakapagturo na ako sa mga state colleges, PLM, UP, tapos sa mga private schools, mga Lasal, FEU.
Apo.
So tuwan-tuwa rin ho ako, pero tama ho yung sinasabi niyo na halos penitensya sa mga guro ang pagtuturo dahil kasi binabayaran ka lang doon sa actual time na nagtuturo ka, pero yung preparation time mo ay napakalalim ho ang kinakailangan na preparasyon.
I can see that, sir. It's you're just teaching for love of country.
That's right. Or for the love of the students, the education. So, we need to have another station break. Please stay tuned. We'll be right back at Usapang Bayan. Thank you. So,